Good morning. Hi, how are you? We're doing our coffee talk today, and I have my coffee. All right, so today's topic is for Coffee Talk for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I'm just going to go over some statistics here in Texas and on men and women during Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So one of the research studies that I found, University of Texas did some research on sexual assault awareness, and they found that 2 in 5 women in Texas are victims of sexual assault. So what does that mean exactly? So when we say sexual assault, it could mean different things, right? So it could mean that they were raped, right? It could also mean that they were sexually harassed. There's many things that could go under this category of what happened. So that was some information that they found. And then they also stated that about a third of adult Texans, 6.3 million, have been the victims of sexual assault, according to the new study by the University of Texas. So you can check their website. They do a lot of things for victims and survivors of sexual assault. The researchers surveyed a sample group of 1,200 adults in the state between November and February when this study was done. And this was from 2016, I believe. So 2 in 5 women and 1 in 5 men had been sexually assaulted. Researchers counted not only victims of rape, but they had been forced into other sexual activities, such as unwanted kissing, being photographed nude, which is nudes, without their consent, or unwanted sexual contact, and unable to give consent. Okay. According to responses from a sample group, a majority of sexual assault offenders were men whom the victim knew. 65% of all victims have been sexually assaulted more than once, and almost all victims, 91%, didn't report the incident. And it said, and I know talking to advocates here as well, that usually people don't report because they feel ashamed, they feel embarrassed. If it was somebody in their family, they will feel like no one's going to believe them, people will attack them, and so that's why things aren't reported. Okay, so next part is, okay, so then we have the organization Victims of Sexual Violence by RAINN, RAINN.org. And some of the information I found on here, this is men and boys affected by sexual violence. So on these statistics, it took a group of college-age students, and male college students are at risk. It says 18 to 24 years of age who are in college. Approximately 5 times, they're 5 times more likely than non-students of the same sex to be a victim of rape and sexual assault. Millions of men in the United States have been victims of rape. About 3% of American men, 1 in 33, have experienced an attempted or completed rape in their lifetime. 1 out of every 10 rape victims are male. And then sexual violence can have long-term effects on victims, and then they will suffer, and we might go over this on one of the other coffee talks as well. And then there was the same information was given on women and girls that experience sexual violence at high rates. 1 out of every 6 American women has been the victim of an attempted or completed rape in her lifetime. So that's 14.8%, 2.8% attempted. Millions of women in the United States have experienced rape. young women are especially at a high risk. 82% of juvenile victims are female. 90% of adult rape victims are female. Females ages 16 to 19 years of age are 4 times more likely than the general population to be victims of rape, attempted rape, or sexual assault. Women ages 18 to 24, who are usually college age, are 3 times more likely than women in the general to experience sexual violence. Females of the same age who are not enrolled in college are 4 times more likely. All right. And then lastly, by rain, what was the survivor doing then when the crime occurred? 48% said they were sleeping or performing other activities at home. 29% were traveling to and from work or school, or traveling, doing errands. 12% were working, 7% were attending school, and 5% were doing an unknown or other activity. Okay. So far we have 2 different sources. And then lastly, I have the National daycalendar.com on Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And good morning to everybody, because we have a lot of people that are up and about this morning watching our Facebook Live. Nearly, like we said before, 1 in 5 women in the United States has experienced rape or attempted rape. 1 in 67 men in the U.S. have experienced rape. Every 98 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted. And so today, I guess our statistics would be on living in Texas or living in the U.S. The majority of sexual assault happens in or near the victim's home, often by someone they know and trust. Healthcare is 16% higher for women who were sexually abused as children. And then rape is the most underreported crime. 63% of sexual assaults are not reported, like we said before. So that's a high number. So I would say for those of you that know somebody close to you, your friend or a family member, or if you do this kind of work, use your voice, right? Use this month, not just this month, but every day to spread the word about sexual assault. And for those of you that live outside of Texas or even outside of the U.S., you can promote it all over the world using the social media platforms, right? Whether you're on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and getting the word across that this is a big issue that affects not only women, but men of all ages. All right. Thank you. I'm going to finish my coffee. Have a good day.